On a personal level, there are 3 things about your vision that are important. We've been discussing the first part, which is to know it. And I know that that's a very big part of it, to know what that vision is. If you've not known what your vision is, please go back in the previous episodes and you will check them out. They have given you directions on how you can find to know your vision. You can get to know your vision. But I want us to start talking about the second bit, the second pillar of your personal vision. And I want you to just start guessing about what that is. What you have known. What do you do with what you have known? The problem with that is that we are so adept at doing and we skip one important part. That's what I want us to discuss in the next several episodes. After knowing your vision, what next? Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Nurturing is an important aspect of just about anything that grows, starting with the human being. If you see anybody who is a big-time stellar visionary at this moment in time, they were once a baby. And if this critical aspect of nurturing them did not happen, chances are that they will not be fulfilling the potential that we see with them. These big-time evangelists, Billy Graham, Reinhard Bonnke, these guys were once babies. Jesus was once a baby. Obama was a baby at some point in time. Lincoln was a baby. Martin Luther King Jr. was a baby. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Kwame Nkrumah, all these big-time people, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, all these guys, LeBron James, Ronaldo, Messi, Serena Williams, they were once babies. And in addition to that, your vision, the one that you've just known, is now a baby. You cannot expect that vision to be walking and eating by itself. It's now a baby and it needs nurturing. But one of the most important things that naturally comes to a new mother, or even just new parents, a new set of parents, one of the most natural things that just occurs to them, just comes to them, is something that I want us to discuss in these next episodes, which is related to your vision that you've just known. You know, the first thing about your vision is to know it. But listen, the second thing about your vision is to own the vision. Every time, and you hear this a lot if you've been married or if you know some of these things, you hear this. A woman goes through labor. And I've seen this happening, sometimes they do it on the New Year's Eve, and on the New Year itself, and also they do it on the 25th of December to see how many babies were born and so on and so forth. And I've seen very many times they interview the mothers who've just delivered a baby, And occasionally you hear mothers say, I will never do that mistake again, because of the pain that they are feeling, or the pain that they have gone through in childbirth, especially in Africa. I don't know about you guys in other countries, but in Africa it's something else. They vow, I will never go through that process again. I don't want to go through that process again. But the thing that happens naturally to them is this, that they get drawn to own the baby. You dare not come between mother and child. Very rare cases where you find people throwing away their babies because of maybe misinformation and just fear and just ignorance and so on. But there's just ownership that comes naturally towards the baby. I remember when our second born was born, my wife said the very same thing. I do not want to ever go through that pain again. But later on, she's warming up to the fact that I can have another baby. I can even have other babies. My point is that ownership is important for the vision to come to fruition. Don't just rush to start, trying to do activity after discovering what your vision in life is. But ownership is important. I remember some years ago, talking about mothers who throw away babies and so on. Some years ago in Kenya, a dog, basically a stray dog, you wouldn't believe this, a stray dog found a baby thrown in a forest somewhere. And this dog carried that baby, likely the baby was wrapped, carried that baby from the forest and deposited the baby in someone's home, someone's gate, someone's door, and sat back waiting for that baby to be attended to. The dog was christened Mkombozi, Swahili meaning savior. How about that for ownership? How about that for ownership, where a stray dog owns up and a human being disowns? See, knowing your vision is the first thing. And the vision that you've just known is so vulnerable, like that baby that has been thrown into the forest. You are the Mkombozi. You are the one that is going to save that vision. Matter of fact, nobody else has that vision other than you. And nobody else has that drawing towards the vision other than you. Nobody else in the entire universe, in the existing world, nobody else has the passion, has the birth process of that vision other than you. But this vision is very vulnerable. Frankly, other people do not have time because they have their own vision to take care of. Vision is so vulnerable and it needs to be carried, needs to be nurtured, needs to be protected, needs to be taken care of until such a time that it can fend for itself. Vision, by the way, is one of those things that take time and time. Actually, it can take a lifetime before it can literally fend for itself. And by the way, this is the biggest danger of vision. When vision starts fending for itself, people start looking inwards and drop the vision, and the vision starts dying slowly. The vision should never be let to fend for itself. It should always be nurtured. But I'm going ahead of myself, and I think the biggest mistake we make is to think that once you have the vision, it's going to sort itself out. It's going to walk by itself, carry itself out. We think that the most difficult phase is knowing the vision. And I know, I agree that it's most cumbersome, because without knowing the vision, the other things, they can't happen. And after that phase of knowing the vision, most people want to be on autopilot. I agree that at times knowing the vision can really be a frustrating and prolonged phase, which ought not to be so, because I've already given you the things that you need to do, especially coming up with the life coaches and helping you to know that vision. When a wife conceives, when a woman conceives, it is no guarantee that the baby will become a world changer. Make no mistake about it, every baby is destined destined is the key, is the word. Every baby is destined to be a world changer because of vision. But that is not a function on autopilot. Just the fact that they have been conceived does not guarantee that their destiny is going to be fulfilled. Just the fact that you've known your vision does not guarantee that the vision is going to come to fruition. That's why parenting is the most rewarding and yet the most noble of tasks ever given to mankind. Now challenge me, if you can, with that statement, that parenting, nurturing, it is the most noble, it's the noblest of things to do. So vision in itself, it needs parenting. And so we've been discussing the things that you need to do about your vision. And the first thing is to know it, but then the second thing is to own the vision. How do you own the vision? This is where passion comes in. This is where the parenting I'm talking about comes in. This is where consistency comes in. This is where sticking with it. You never see a mother disowning a baby. Okay, I know there are weird stories, you guys. There are weird stories that we hear. Mankind is capable of anything. It is March in 2021 as I'm recording this. And stories came from Kenya that a mother beheaded a baby because the baby refused to breastfeed. It is weird. But that's an exception. Those are just stories that, once in a while they come and they shock us. But naturally, do not expect a mother to disown a baby. You do not expect a parent, of course. The other gender are the ones that normally do that. But you do not expect a mother who has given birth to a baby to throw the baby away and to disown them and, to give up on them, trying to raise them up, and they see that they are crying all the time and they give up on them. No, you don't. That's the same thing with vision. The nurturing is the interesting part, because the nurturing doesn't give you fruit of the vision. It doesn't. It is a place for planting. It's a place for struggling. It's a place for questioning and doubting. Is this thing going to work? But that's what ownership is all about. You don't just own everything that is rosy. When it comes to vision, you own the whole 9 yards. You own the expenses, you own the fear, you own the doubts, you own the delays, you own the crisis, you own the setbacks. You stick with it because you've owned it. When you see someone who has owned something, the two of them are inseparable. Them and the thing, they are inseparable. There's no plan B or C or D. It is it. The vision is it. There is no alternative. So if you don't own the vision, it means that you are going to create alternatives and you can do away with the vision. There is no reason for you to create a vision or to know your vision if you're not going to own the vision. If you're not going to, just be one and be infused with it. Stick with it. See, for the most part, when you fall in love with someone, for example, it is you who has fallen in love with them. Not everyone can fall in love with someone. Someone told me some years back, introduced me to their wife, and I was so uncharitable that day. I said, "Isn't she beautiful?" That's what they said. And without thinking, I said, "That's your vision." In other words, I was telling the guy, it's your revelation, it's not mine. And if she was keen enough, she might have thought I said she wasn't cute. My point is simply this. You are the one to own the vision, nobody else. The ownership of the vision is you, because you are the one with the revelation. You are the one who has known it. Other people have their own visions to take care of. You have yours to take care of. And I want us to start looking at, how do you own this? One of the biggest things we see on the face of the earth is lack of ownership. people passing the buck. But this vision of yours, whom are you going to pass the buck to? Nobody. Nobody. People's hands are full. Remember I said, everyone has vision. You cannot give birth to vision. You cannot know your vision. And then you lend it out, rent it out, so to speak, to someone else. It is your vision. And you was alone. So tomorrow I want us to go deeper into this ownership of vision before we can see where it's going to take us. But until then, now that you've known the vision, it is time to own the vision. Bye-bye. A special shout out to my mentor Jeffrey Howard of Visionary Business University, found at mastermindmentor.com, who has graciously provided me with the soundtrack and the introductory track to this podcast. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.